am really excited for this segment, and I think you should be too. You squeeze it out, you slather it on, you call it a day, but sunscreen can only do its job if you're doing yours, and that involves some education. So here to help us is Jeffrey Fromowitz, a board-certified dermatologist. Welcome to the show today.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Wonderful. So first thing I want to ask you about is the new FDA guidelines when it comes to sunscreen. Why are they so important?
So it's a great question. When we go as consumers to the store to get sunscreen, it's like alphabet soup. There's UVA, UVB, tons of different ingredients, different numbers. Very confusing for an average person. What the FDA is trying to do is to come up with a way to simplify the system, to understand what SPF numbers mean and clarify what the terminology means. So what does broad spectrum indicate? What does UVA and UVB protection mean? And what are sensible numbers to understand? And what do you need as a consumer so you have better guidance on good choices?
And all of this is so important because skin cancer, we live in Florida, we are in a very, very sunny state, and that's something we need to avoid.
We're fighting an epidemic, and truly skin cancer remains the #1 overall cancer that we treat, period. When you sum all of the other cancers, basal cell, squamous cells, melanomas, and unfortunately they can be deadly, especially in the case of melanoma. So primary prevention with sun protection and sun protective clothing, two of the simplest and most important things you can do every day.
So you've got some top 10 mistakes of what we're doing when it comes to applying sunscreen. So what are those and how can we fix them?
So the #1 mistake everyone makes is they don't put enough sunscreen on.
Yes.
And the reason is when we look at SPF, it's 2 milligrams per square centimeter of skin. That's a fancy number, but what it means is for your exposed areas, it requires 1 ounce of sunscreen. And when you look at an average container of sunscreen, they only have 3 ounces. So that means that one of these normal containers would really only be 3 applications if you're doing it the right way. If you under apply, your SPF is actually half or less than what the bottle indicates.
Wow.
So you're getting much less than what you think.
Yeah, we've got some more tips there. Don't forget your lips.
Lips are critically important. And in fact, there are very special sunscreens formulated to use for the lips. We've got some examples here today that we can look at. And then it's important to put sunscreen on every day, not just when you're going outside, but if you're sitting by the windows, they're not UV filmed, you're getting ultraviolet damage. So you've really got to conceptualize, you've got to use it every day, even on a cloudy day, even if you're staying inside. And then really the other big trick to think about or thing to concern is SPF numbers.
Yes.
And we're sometimes tricked to think that a 50 is twice as good as a 25, and it's really not. The differences are more narrow between those. So the higher you go, the more protection you're getting, but not so dramatically. Where it helps you is to correct for under application of sunscreen.
And really quick about aerosol sunscreen for kids. I use that too because I think it's easier to use.
So it seems easier, but the truth is you're not putting enough on typically. We under apply aerosols and they have propellants in them that we really should avoid breathing if possible. So if aerosol is the only one you could use, I suggest holding your breath, spraying, then walking away and taking a deep breath.
Very good. And then again, check your expiration date on your sunscreens. And also, before we wrap up, wearing simple hats.
You've got to. So easy to do. Sun protective clothing, hats, sunglasses, gloves. We have a catalog here. There's beautiful, well-made products that you can get. And we talked about so much today. If you want to have this in a detailed description, we have it on our website. It's dermatologyofboca.com.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Dr.
Thank you.
Jeffrey.